thought I'd take you along while I do a little bit of some trimming here of these towels that I'm making. These are the unpaper towels. And this serger that I have is... Oh, I missed that whole string there. Now, I don't finish my ends. There is a way to finish these that you weave everything in at the end, and I do that later when I'm sitting in my chair. And there's a finished towel. Now, these are some smaller ones that I make for me personally. The other towels that I'll be making to put up in the shop are going to be a little bit bigger than what these are, just because I think it works better. Well, we skip that. Let's get that fixed right there. And these towels are just plain single ply. That's just what I chose to make, is single ply. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing today. I am working on these unpaper towels. I'm just taking them through the serger. If you wanted to do double layers, you could do 2 together, but I am making single layers. I do make a double layer that is not both flannel sides. I do one where it is flannel on one side and then terry cloth on the other. That's for things that I really need to get a lot of stitching with, a lot of power. So that's kind of where I give it a little bit of a thing there, what I call double. But it gives me a little bit more scouring, scrubbing texture than usual. So I'm just going to run through this and do a couple of these and let you see how it works. This is a Brother 1034DX serger machine. I have used it for quite a few things. I do enjoy using it, and I think it's a great little machine. I would like to have one of those nice Bernina air threaders, but that's not in my budget right now. So until I become wealthy rich or, find me a sugar daddy, that's not going to happen. All right, here we go. It's going to get loud. I take the time to go back through it and see what I missed. I missed a little section there, so I am going to correct that here. So there you have it. Nice serged edge. Do you have to serge? No, you could use overlock on your sewing machine. I do have that with an overlock foot, but I just choose to do these this way. And I've done them before where I do square. I'm going to show you that. There are a lot of ways to do these. Sergers are great tools to have. You do have some left over that you do need to weave in. That's simple, real easy, simple, done with a straight needle, and you just thread it back into some of those stitches. But like I said, generally I try to round off those edges. I like them a little rounder. So that's what I tend to do. And I probably do need to change my tension, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. Change my tension up a little bit. Let's see if that changes things. And this is something that you kind of have to experiment with your tension, determine what works, what doesn't work. I'm going to move that, change that up a little bit more. That's still a little too tight. That is a little bit better. And this is just something you experiment with each different project you use. You may need more tension, less tension. I do know that when I'm doing double, I do need a little bit more tension than what I normally do. So a lot of it is trial and error, and you'll find what works. Today what I'm doing is I am serging my edges for my on paper towels, and I do like to do a little bit of a curved edge on those, so I do get those started. Thought I would take you along while we do that, so hope you enjoy a little bit of this video. And that is basically it. I weave in my tails a little bit later. Yeah, it's just, you see, you don't have to rush through these like a mad woman. I see a lot of people when they're on their sergers just cranking it really high and going fast as they can, and I don't find that necessary at all, so I do tend to take a little bit of my time with it. One of the big things that you need to know when you're doing that is you do have a little bit of a chain here at the back. You want to hold those threads when you get started. And then you can go as fast as you want, or go as slow as you want. I will tell you, this is kind of what you're looking for when you are doing it. You want these edges to be nice, straight, without a lot of issues. Let me show you some of these. They're kind of curled up. It's because my tension was off on those. Probably need to redo those, and I probably will, which will make them smaller. But that's okay. This is for me, so it's not a big deal. But getting your tension right is real important with these. So you don't want to rush it too much, otherwise you're going to wind up with your tension being off with those, and that's never fun. So yeah, I'm going to finish these up, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.